Hey, what's up? It's DJ. We got a pile of mods to take a look at today for Farm Sim 25. A total 48 mods released. All platforms got 43 new of those, so almost all of them, and one update. PC Mac players also got 3 new and 1 update. And also, just a heads up, some of the mods today are giant software mods, so they have released some more of those. Nonetheless, let's jump right in. Starting off, we have new mods for all platforms, and we've got some giant software mods to go over. The first one is the Volvo F16 Globetrotter. This was introduced in the Year 1 expansion for Farm Sim 22 and is back, so you've got a an older semi-truck to use. Engine options range from 470 horsepower up to 500 horsepower. We do have wheel options from standard, wide tires, and back to standard again. Sunshield is a yes or no configuration, as is the design, so if you don't like the livery, you can just take that off and you're good to go. We also have additional lighting options, which could be added along towards the top. We do have beacon lights as well, if you prefer those. Mud flaps are an option on the front and rear axles. And we've even got the antennas on the top. Now, fuel setup's either going to be 500 or 750 liters, and we have colors for the main color. We have colors for the chassis. Grill color around towards the front. Let's change that to something wild and crazy. There you go. We've also got a secondary design for the bottom of the bumper at the front. And then, of course, you got your rim colors. Next, we have a super unique piece of equipment, also from the Year 1 expansion from FS22, the Kotschenreuther K300r. This is a John Deere 7R that has been modified with a palm finger crane on it. If you guys remember, I actually did a Farm Sim versus real life challenge with John Deere last year with this piece of equipment, which was very cool. It's probably the first and only time I will ever do log loading. Nonetheless, you got 301 horsepower on air, variable transmission, 250 liters of fuel, goes 24 miles an hour, weighs 15.7 tons. As far as your configurations, you got the crane plus the blade. You can also do just the crane or standard. So you can do just the tractor, which is kind of interesting. I don't remember if we could ever do just the tractor before, but hey, maybe we could. Who knows? We also have wheel brands from Nokian. We also have a Trelleborg tire, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Vredestein, and back in it again. You do have wheel weights for those. However, it doesn't look like we have any dual tires or anything like that. So it's just going to be wides with weights. It's about as crazy as it's going to get. We also have color options as well. So if you prefer to keep this a John Deere color, it is John Deere green by default. However, the rims are not. So if you wanted to swap that, that is very easy to do. Fans of McCormick will be happy to see the X7 VT-Drive has returned for Farm Sim 25 on here, 190 horsepower, though we could bump it up to 240 if you would like. Wheel brands include Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, and Vredestein, and Nokian. Why BKT is like out of order sometimes? Always throws me off. Front loaders from Quickie and Hauer. You've also got main and rim colors. How's about a sprayer? We've got the Agrio Gigant 13500. This was out with the Year 2 expansion for Farm Sim 22. It holds 13,500 liters and has working widths of 27, 30, 33, 36 meters. So quite a large spread on there. Of course, a couple different wheel options for you guys if you like to choose those. And this pairs up really nicely with the previously released Agrio Mammut XL 8000. Both of these were from that Year 2 expansion. Our next mod from Giants is the CNH Square Balers pack. This includes not only the New Holland, but the Case IH as well. Very cool there. $167-ish thousand for either of these. As far as the New Holland version goes, 230 horsepower required, 10 miles an hour. Does your 180, 220, 240 centimeter square bales. You have configurations for US and EU, which is nice to see. Different wheel options, different wheel setups, and you've got your square bale twine. As far as the Case IH, this one's a little bit different because it is just one model, no EU or US, but we do still have those wheel brands, wheel setups, and the square bale twine. We also have a rim color set up for this one as well, so you can change the rim color, which I find kind of interesting. Can we do that on the New Holland too? No, we cannot. Oh, interesting. Next is a cultivator, the Köckerling Vector 570, or 570-800. With this one, you can change that up to an 8 meter if you would like, or 5.7 meters as well. I like the 8 meter. I think it looks better. And then we have a couple wheel options too, if you want to make this match your tractor, or just pick your favorite one. Lastly, we have a straw blower from Giant Software, the Vermeer BPX 9010. Costs you about 30 grand, holds 2 bales in it, and 105 horsepower is required. This is also the baler which will pick up round bales from behind it and grab them and throw them in. So if you needed that feature, well, this is the one to go for. That's all the Giant Software mods. So now let's talk about mods from modders. And again, there are a bunch of them today. From Jolly Farms Modding, we have his CNH Module Express pickers 2008 through 2019. We do have the Module Express 625 as well as the 635. So it's going to be between 365 and 400 horsepower, different wheels to choose from. And then we've got multiple logos. So we have a cotton logo, which can be put on the right-hand door, mud scrapers left and right sides. We also have the Case IH logo on the back door. So plaque and logo standard is none, by the way. You've also got your GPS location, which is very cool. And then even the slow moving setups in the back. So you can choose which you want there. And we also have window tinting here too. However, this mod is not completed yet because there's one thing that it does that is kind of neat. It has branded cotton bales that pop out whenever you're all done. Check this out. A Case IH cotton bale. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, kind of pops a little bit there at the end, but it works. That is very neat. Just gonna leave that there and go on to the next mod. And that would be the CLAAS Corio1275C and the header trailer that goes along with it. As far as this one, 9 meters at 6 mile an hour max speed. Of course, it is calling for the Lexion 8000 series on here, but I think you could probably get away with a smaller combine too. You can also get away with a smaller header with the decks with the CLAAS Corio875FC. This one folds up, so you don't need a header trailer for it. It is a 6 meter worker width, 6 mile an hour. And just to give you an idea, no, there are no CLAAS corn headers in the base game, so having these is great. Next up, we have a shallow cultivator, and I don't know if you remember or not, but this used to be a super popular mod back, I think it was Farm Sim 17 or 19. This is the Quivogne HV, and it is a big cultivator. I know it doesn't look it now, the 4.3 meter work width, but you can bump that up to 8.3 real easy. Only 160 horsepower required for that. Making this, I think, one of the best investments that you can make. Price is also super duper cheap. There's like no reason not to get this. If you need a cultivator, just get this one. You can also get it in a 6.3 meter worker width version as well. So 4.3, 6.3, and 8.3. If you can't get enough of Kverneland plows, well, we got more for you here from Hispana-Money, the Kverneland Plows Pack. We have the 2500 SI Plow for 2.5 meter worker width, and at 3 meters, we've got the EcoMat. These do have a little bit of customization, nothing too wild and crazy. You can throw the Pacomat on the side with color options, and then for the EcoMat, same thing here. We've also got a mulcher to show off. This is the Techmagri Masterfee 6M from ETA La Marois. Very bad. English speakers shouldn't try to speak French. I apologize. Nonetheless, this is a mulcher for you guys. By the hookups, you hook it on the front, hook it on the back, whatever you need, you're good to go. It's 6 meters, so it gives you plenty of space. Also the same brand and the same modder, but a different kind of mod. I like this. This is the Techmagri TransTruck. So with this, it's basically a bow trailer at the end of the day. We do have auto loading too, so 125, 150, 180 centimeter round bales, and 120, 180, 220, and 240 centimeter square bales. I'm trying to remember all of those. Man, used to, it was just one bale size. They were all 4,000 liters. I miss those days. Nonetheless, you do have auto load, yes and no, and you can even throw on a couple different things like a ladder or, well, I guess no ladder. That's 2 still. From HORSCH FS, we have the Lizard HL tank. These are a pack of 3 tanks for water, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, and fuel. 1,500 liters, 3,500 liters, and 5,000 liters respectively. You do have a setup for the water or fuel. Water is going to be both. However, fuel is only fuel, so be ready for that. You do have different wheel setups, which is nice to see. They do appear a little bit squared off on the outside, though, so heads up through there, not quite rounded. We've also got some stickers on the side and color options, and you're going to see all of this through the whole range. Our next one is from HR Forced, is the special low loader TL38. We do have a couple different options here, including beacon light. We do have positive steering, which is very, very cool that we could change the steering angle. You've got override around towards the back side and even side marker lights, which is kind of neat. Got chicken lights on there. Loading system, you've got automatic or tension belts. Automatic kind of hold it down. Tension belts allows you to control it. I would use tension belts. There's also warning signs and plenty of colors. Moving along, the next one is the Kotte TSA 30 Briri Streetmaster 30. A little bit of both on here. This actually is the first trailer that I ever modified back in Farming Simulator 19 when I started doing my own XML editing. I didn't know what update mass equals false meant. I think I made this like 500,000 liters of like milk or something like that, and it was undrivable. So, hey, fun fact through there. I don't know, I thought it was fun to share. Nonetheless, with this one, you were going to be doing slurry and digestate only. We do have multiple different wheel options and setups, so there's pretty cool stuff through there. Lighting design, halogens or LEDs. Branding, this is where you're going to see the difference between the Briri and the Grant. We do have a docking funnel low, yes or no. Lifting axle, yes or no. And then colors. Next is our Lizard Grapple Bucket Pack from MacTrucker921. Right off the bat, we have unrealistic capacities. Wanted to let you know before you clicked off from a bucket. I know you guys. I see you right now. On here, you can add a couple different teeth setups if you want to the Grapple version. There's also different branding you could put on here. So like John Deere, Case, Fendt, Kubota, even Lizard, you could do that too. Attachment type, you got front loader or skid steer on here. Discharge speed, standard or fast, and capacities are either going to be 1,500 or 25,000, making this extremely helpful. I mean, a skid steer bucket that 50,000 or 25,000 liters. I mean, come on. You change these colors up to a nice Kubota right now. Change that. Boom, boom, boom. Check that out. Boom. Now you're ready to go. You got some crazy teeth on the front of it. It holds 25,000 liters. How cool is that? That's perfect for helping out animals. But we've got a regular bucket too if you want to go with this. Front loader, skid steer. So same thing here. Basically the exact same customization options as well. And you can add teeth at the front, but they are only the smaller ones. You also have all of the logos too. It's just a cool setup, dude. So if you need a great bucket, go download this right now. This is staying in my mod folder. Here's a mod that I did a mod video on like months ago. This is the Pro Bell Grab Autoload from Black Sheep Modding. Got some cool stuff in here. So this is the Autoload set. So you've got the SB and you've got the RB or square bell and round bell. And you'll be able to load them up via telehandler, front loader, wheel loader, and even 3-point, which makes things really nice. You've got color change options as well. So if you want to do that, you can easily change the colors and it will auto load your standard 180, 220, and 240 square bells. You've also got a version right here which will do round bells too. Of course, with telehandler, front loader, wheel loader, and 3-point. Change the color, 125, 150, 180 centimeter round bells here. If you're curious, this is the autoloader that I was using very early on in my Riverbend series. It's finally here. Great news. There's also some winter equipment. The first one's the SaMASZ AlpS or AlpS 331. You can hook this snowplow up to a front loader, telehandler, wheel loader, but it comes standard as a 3-point. Figure most people will be using that. It's 3.3 meter worker width. You've also got one that's smaller and from a different modder altogether. This one is a little bit different, the Small Tractors Winter Pack, and it is packed because it also has the CLAAS RZK 300H, but in a salt spreader form. 14 meter working width at 11 miles an hour, you're going to be A-OK. However, the push in the front is a little bit smaller, 1.8 meter instead of a little over 3 meter. We could change up the color of the hitch in the back, and we also have setups for front loader and 3-point, but not anything else. So there you go. The last mod to take a look at in the store is the Mobile Wood Stores. This is also from HR4, so they do have multiple mods today. I can't remember if I cut the clip of me talking about that or not. Hey, let me know if I did. You've also got concrete on the bottom or painted, and you can do a main color and design. Main's going to be the top, making design the bottom. You will need 2 of these because, well, it takes 2 to tango, and it takes 2 to keep a wood between them because it's the mobile wood storage at the end of the day. It is made to take into the field with you, and it's got this kind of like bar, this H bar through the middle. This is not only for stability, but also to be able to be picked up with a forwarder and taken into the field. Now we got some placeables to talk about. The first one is the Farm Pallet Shop from YOS. Place this minimal pallet shop on your farmyard to buy pallets directly at your farm, which is very nice. So looking at this, it looks kind of like the warehouse. However, I think there's some stuff in here that the warehouse doesn't have. You've got all extra productions and stuff like that. Correct me if the warehouse has those. I can't really remember, but nonetheless, you've got everything you could possibly think about and want in here. You can see we've also got pricing for the stuff too. Well, there's a second version of this, and everything's free. Everything is free. You hear me? Listen to that? With this mod, there are a couple different setups. So, of course, we have the free version and the regular version here, but we also have configurations for small, medium, and large. So you have the small here, you have the standard here, and then you have the large section here. Now, it does look like two of the pieces have been pulled away from the standard to the large, but hey, you do have those if you want them. So that is very, very nice to see. Multiple different setups. Very cool. This is also kind of nice. Let's say you take this, right? You got your grain mill, and you've got your place for putting pallets. Wha-bam. Well, now you can easily take this, find your tools, get you a free one, overlap. Nope, don't worry about that. Bam, put that there, and we'll run over here real quick, and you can buy whatever you need to. I think I may have done this a little bit wrong, but you get the idea. I think I should have put this at the bakery instead and gave it flour. Nonetheless, that's kind of how you do it. You just put the purchase point right here, and you drop whatever you need. Hey, here we go. Thing of barley. We'll buy that. Yes, buy that for $0. Okay. Boom. See how easy that was? And it was free. I didn't have to pay for it. I love this mod. I've been using a version of this since Farming Simulator 25 came out. Yours was very gracious to send over this mod, at least in its early stages. And that's actually something that I was using to rebuild the grain elevator on Riverbend Springs. So now you guys get this too. You will have to own the land that you put it on, but you've got it. And of course, you can put a dirty nader right beside it too. Next one is the TMR Production Facility. This bad boy right here makes, well, you guessed it, TMR. Very cool little setup through here as well. You've got a place where you get it out and a place where you put stuff in. Also like the decorations. It is quite large too, so heads up through there. You can make it a couple different ways. So you got a version with silage and hay only, which is one of the ways I like to do it. You can also add straw into the mix. I like that it's a high amount of straw. Very, very good. You've also got one with straw and sugar beet, and then one with straw, sugar beet, and mineral feed. So depending on how you like to do it, you can add stuff in. Your input will be 3.5 million liters for hay, 500,000 liters for mineral feed, which is so expensive. Good luck filling that up. 3.5 mil for silage, straw, and 2.5 for sugar beets, and 3.5 million liters for TMR out. This has more zeros in it than even my unrealistic mods. This is great. We also have the lime production. This one's pretty simple. Stones in, lime out, and Bob's your uncle, or whoever your uncle is, I guess. Mine is Scott. So there you go. Jumping in. Here's your production. 50,000 liters in and out for both. With the next mod, I feel like I'm saying something wrong every time. The BGAFD. I don't know what it stands for, but I can tell you that there is some pretty extreme stuff happening with this. There are 9 mods included with this, but don't worry, there's really only 3 because I only have 3 put down. You've got a BGA in a basic version. You've also got a fermenting silo in a basic version, and you've got a dryer in a basic version. There's also an improved version and the extreme version, which I have gone for. First, let's take a look at the BGA. Also, yes, that is 10 million liters and 80 million liters respectively. You're welcome. You can make, there's some wild stuff in here, so hang with me. You can take bread and turn it into electric charged methane and digestate. I don't know if you can or not, but this is letting you. I know where I'm taking my bread from now on. You can also do similar things with chaff, manure, potatoes, silage, slurry, sugar beets, and sunflower oil. So some really interesting stuff in here. You don't need the extreme version. I just like the extreme version, so we went with that. The improved version is 10 times basic, 10 times production, and 10 times loading speed. And then the extreme is 100 times. So this is 100 times more than it would be in the base game. After that, we have the dryer. So this just takes hay or grass and turns it into hay. Pretty simple and yeah, very, very simple. Then you've got the fermenting silo, so you can take chaff, grass, hay, or straw and turn that into silage and digestate, which is very cool. You actually get a lot of digestate with these, even though it's 100 times what it would be normally. So yeah, very cool. And it even tells you what they are on the front. I like that they're in the Planet or Plan ET setup here. Yeah. I dig these. I dig them a whole lot. Very similar, and also from the same modder, but in a different pack, we have the Farm Supplies. Also, these are from Anthix Z? I don't know how to say it. I'm so sorry. I love your mods. They're pretty sweet, dude. So in this one, we've got two different things. We have a farm production, and then we have a mixer. So taking a look at the Farm Supplies, you can make herbicide, lime. You can, wait, lime? Yeah, lime. Liquid fertilizer in a couple different ways, seeds, and 2 different ways to make solid fertilizer. So very, very cool and very, very useful. I've also gone with the insane capacities as well. So you have the normal one with 10 times, and one with 100 times. So this one's the one with 100 times. So you can make 20 million liters of solid fertilizer if you wanted to. And being on the 4 fields map, like I am right now, you might need to. Nonetheless, let's jump back in. Take a look. So we showed those off, and then we've got a feed mixer here for pig food and TMR. And yes, that is 10 million liters of TMR. For TMR, you're going to need grass, hay, straw, and silage. So you need a little bit of all of the above, and it will be making a 1-to-1 mix. So 100 or 1,000 liters in, 1,000 liters out. The next one's also a production chain. This is the Country Bakery. There we go. I had it facing the wrong way. This was pretty sweet. We can't get in or nothing like that, but it is really nice from Black Panther Modding. By the way, I don't know if anybody else watches Black Panther on YouTube, but he makes some really cool racing videos. Nonetheless, in here you could do bread, cake, and cake. So not a whole lot going on, and capacities are fairly low, all things considered. You guessed it, another production chain. I try and show these off so at least you know how they work. This is the olive oil press. Very interesting. Here's where you put everything in. Here's where you get it all out. And guess what? It's got an interior. House modders. In here, you can make olive oil or tapenade. I don't know what tapenade is, but I really don't feel like I want to try it. No. What is tapenade? Okay, well, I got good news. It is not lemonade, but olives. It's a traditional provincial condiment, spread or dip, typically made from olives, etc. Okay, it's a paste, not lemonade, but for olives. Let's go back to it. And yeah, I guess that's about it, isn't it? Next, we've got a pair of greenhouses, and these greenhouses add in the use of solid fertilizer or manure in order to make the things that it needs to make. And it will also tell you which one's which. So here's our greenhouse with manure, but we also have the greenhouse with solid fertilizer. You can make chili peppers, garlic, lettuce, snap cabbage, spring onions, strawberries, and maters. But we also have, again, the solid fertilizer requirement for these. Some is higher than others, but it's all fairly low, all things considered. And it looks like they have doubled, except for the spring onion, the amount of manure that you need. All right, the last mod I'm going to be showing off in the game is the BillBoards mod from Ada Modding Stoneway Design and the ABP team. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Now, these are going to be found in your Placeables and Others category. It starts with a big bud. However, if you want to customize it, you could change it up. So you've got Case IH, Fendt, John Deere, Massey Ferguson, New Holland, and then we have a bigger version here as well, including the Big Bud, the Case, the Fendt, the John Deere, the Massey, the New Holland, and then we go back to the little guy again. Oh yeah! We also got a handful of other mods, including the Crane Building, Old Stable and Hen House Pack, Hall with Cooling Chamber, PGR Building Pack, State Agricultural Farm Buildings, Herbicide and Fertilizer Tank, Small Wooden Shelter. Man, a lot of these mods are from the same modder. This one too, Modern Farmhouse. Different modder this time, Farm Gas Station, Silage Additive Pack, Large Mountain House, and the Red Brick House. Checking out updates for all platforms, we have the HORSCH AgroVation map from Giant Software. This is version 1.1. They've added dynamic bollards, fixed missing textures, that was a big one, fixed road intersection outside the map not being visible, fixed terrain issues at the farm and underneath parked cars, fixed gates blocking access to NPC locations, improved the AI go-to behavior, improved collisions on various objects, improved railroad crossings, removed objects below the map, and removed some parked cars in undesired locations. Jumping over to our new ones for PC and Mac players, we have a really interesting mod to start with. This is the AgroLogistics mod. This optimizes the logistics of your productions of Farm Sim 25. It includes the Logi trailer, this guy right here, which is a mobile warehouse trailer, so you can move pallets around. It is more than just auto loading. It is a legitimate like place that you pull up and it'll pop it in and pop it out and stuff. It'll hold 50 bales or pallets, which is super duper interesting. I mean, that's pretty darn cool. You gotta hand it to it. Then we got a couple more mods over here as well. We have the Logi Center right here. This will hold 2,000 pallets of all kinds, and this is a smart logistics hub for storing, loading, and automatic pallet collection from production points. So it will also do that. And let's see, do we have anything in here? We have the Logi Transfer, which is actually next door, so we can go talk about that next. Open store dialogue. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, nothing's filled up. So it's kind of neat. I think that's pretty sweet. And then next door, we have this guy, the Logi Transfer. It's a transfer point for animal productions, enabling distributions of items not supported by the base game, which is kind of interesting. So let's take a look at that. Let's head in here and see what we got. So we have eggs, goat milk, honey, and wool. Now, there are other things that will send these over. For example, this is basically just a big silo that like pallet stores. We've got a couple of those. And this mod basically works the same way as if we jump into our animals. We got cows. Oh, do I not have it installed? I don't have it installed. Crap. Oh no, I do. Those didn't matter. This is the wool shipping. So this will do wool and goat milk as well. And let's see, chickens. Yeah, the automatic shipping of animal products. This will do eggs. Let's see, bees. You've got for the honey thing there. So that will also do, I guess, yeah, everything that this will. And I show you that just to remind you that because this is PC and Mac only, because of the trailer, I think, that there are solutions to this. If you're a console player and watching this part, don't worry, you're not missing out a whole lot. And we do have a trailer very similar to this as well. But I will say this. It'd be really cool if there was a crossplay version of this, so players would just have more options. Next one's the sweeping brush. This is a handheld sweeping broom that can be used to push materials around, available in different colors. There you go. So you can change the color, but it's just going to be the framing on there. I'm having a hard time actually showing this off. It came out and then fell down. Did it fall? Yep. Yeah, it just kind of falls like that. It is a hand tool, so there is that. But I'm having a hard time understanding why it is in PC and Mac. Maybe because there's a script or something like that, because you have to like drive this basically. So maybe that's why. I'm not quite sure. And your last new one for PC and Mac players today is the Visionaqua water purification system. All water from streams, rivers, lakes, and rice fields become unusable on your maps. The containment water must first be purified with the Visionaqua container before it can be used in greenhouses or production facilities which require water or even stables for your animals. To do this, the container must be placed next to the water that you get your source from, also possible in small rice fields, that's pretty nice, and fitted with water filters. The container must be unfolded, switched on, and dirty water must be dirty water before pumping in, which is then specifically purified. The purified water can be taken from the marker with any water barrel. There you go. They do say the mod changes the water in all streams, rivers, lakes, and rice fields. It is now polluted and must be cleared. You can no longer use the water barrel to collect water directly from streams, rivers, lakes, and rice fields. I feel like they said that twice, but yeah, it is what it is. It comes with two things, the container itself and a water fill 2,000 liter pallet. So if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. It is kind of neat, but it makes the game a little bit more stressful, difficult. I don't know. It's a water purifier. Lastly, let's talk about PC updates. We have the digital display version 1.1 now supports more animal husbandries and giants object storage. Displays revised and equipped with color selection, not the classic stand display. Slightly more distance for the letters to the frame for better visibility. Added settings menu per display to set font size and quantity display type. Field type text is now shortened if it is too long, and FR translations added. This is such an awesome update to a really cool mod. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like, get subscribed if you're new, and join the Go Ham fam. Do that notification dance. That way you never miss videos right here or live streams. That is right. This morning I went live showing off Farm Sim news, and it was like 45-minute long live stream. We had a good time. Timestamps are in that video as well. Very beginning is just like a normal mod or news video, and then I went into like Q&A and talking about stuff. So hey, if you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Happy Wednesday to you, and I'll catch you in the next one.